The original Friday Frenzy, presented by Pepsi, starts now.
Hey, well, welcome in for another original Friday Frenzy. A little chaotic heading down here. We're still waiting for a few scores to come in. Some overtime games tonight. But week 4 of high school football is in the books. Several rivalries on the docket for tonight, including some conference games too.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's a couple of games going to overtime. Last week we had a lot of games that seemingly were a little bit of blowouts. This week a little bit of a different story. Stay with us as we go through the highlights. Not to mention we'll reveal our WA&D Athlete of the Week, who's had a remarkable start to this season. And Mark Tupper is going to pay us a visit to discuss Illinois' top 25 matchup against Indiana tomorrow.
That's right. Well, let's waste no time. Let's get right into those highlights. The next edition of the crosstown rivalry in the Soy City for our WA&D matchup of the week. MacArthur hosting Eisenhower. The Generals off to a 3-0 start. The Panthers looking for their first win of the season. First quarter, Generals up 16-0, looking for more. Thomas Garrett lofts it in and to the end zone, but he's picked off by Camorie Morton to hopefully spark the Panthers here. Next possession for Eisenhower. Garion Henderson, deep ball in the end zone, comes down in the hands of Caleb Cliff. The Generals defense lets them hear about it. The Generals, though, turn it on from there. This time, Garrett's going to keep it himself. QB keeper swings to the inside sideline, couple blocks, and he's into the end zone. Jump ahead, second half. Caden Brown's going to get the toss, and he's in for the end zone. The route was on. MacArthur's going to win this one big at home, 47-14 to start the year 4-0. Here's Coach Spates after the game.
I mean, it's always great to come out and get a win. I mean, you know, a city game, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be, but getting the win is the bottom line. But, you know, we're happy to always come out and, you know, walk out with a W.
Make sure to tune into the WA&D Now app to hear more from Ben Mackey and Coach Spates during the Frenzy 15.
Sticking in the CSA, a big school battle between Glenwood and Rochester. The Rockets jumped out to a 14-point cushion thanks to stop by the defense as Connor Broughton wraps up the running back and drags him down for the TFL. Then the Titans got a jolt. Colton Knadler from deep in his own territory unleashes, and it's in the hands of Dylan Huff. Students going nuts as the field switches. 4th and long now as the Titans hunt for points. Knadler steps up, slings it to Larry Wills, who chalks up 6 points, and we just got word the Glenwood Titans converted for a 2-point conversion in overtime to beat Rochester 43-42 on their home turf. Talk about a big dub for the Titans.
Definitely.
A battle of gold helmets. SHG and Quincy Notre Dame, 5 wins between the two teams, and QND got off to a quick start. John Venterlo eyes up the corner route, delivers a touchdown to Braden Smith. The Cyclones had to dial up a bit of an answer, and Cam Brinkman was the man for the job. Play action rollout, sheds a tackle, throws it downfield, and Andrew Walters reaches up and comes down with it. He's taken down just outside the 10-yard line. SHG knocking on the door. They give it to Mikey Grosh, who fights forward and crosses the goal line. The Cyclones had QND their first loss of the year, 42-26.
Awesome. And moving on to the Sangamo Conference, Moreau Forsyth hosting Porta. Trojans' first possession, Ryan Shepard connects to Zach Smith, and he gets the stiff arm to defenders, dodges some tackles, fights his way into the end zone. Moreau up 7-0 early on. Porta now marching down the field, but the ball's going to come loose. It's recovered by Isaiah Bowman for the turnover, and in that possession, that would help get Moreau to the red zone, where it was a bad snap, but Shepard is not phased. He would keep the ball, and he's off to the races. He's in for the touchdown. Trojans roll on to win at home, 53-0. And switching to the Apollo Conference, Muhammad Seymour and Taylorville, the Bulldogs and Tornadoes both sitting at 1-2 on the season. First quarter, the Tornadoes are going to try to open the scoring. Handoff to Owen Mater. He cuts to the outside, down the sideline, all the way to the end zone, 4-6. We had to speed it up a little bit so you could see the whole play. And Bulldogs now trying to match play action. Ryan Pruitt under pressure finds his running back, Caden Ashby, in the flat, and he's going to scamper in for the score. That would spark offensive brigade for Muhammad Seymour. They win this one 49-27.
Staying in the Apollo, Mount Zion back home again against Mattoon. We go to the first quarter scoreless. Braves Keller Stocks with some time He's going to survey the field, airs it out, and it's Brody Lipa in the end zone. He's in for 6. Mount Zion goes up 7-0. Later on, Stocks once again. This time he connects with Kellen Bullhorst, and he goes all the way for the score. The Braves instantly go up 14-0. Still in the first quarter, Stocks again, and Lipa again. He finds the end zone, and Lipa is in for his 2nd touchdown of that quarter. Mount Zion with a big win at home, 49-0. A big rivalry game in the Illini Prairie Conference. St. Joseph Ogden and Unity Tolono's defense showing up early. Braden Waller gets a short gain. St. Joseph's defense strikes back. They get a big stop from Crew Eckstein, and that sets up 4th down. But the Rockets come up big on a major gain on 4th. Dane Eisenmenger scrambles, gets the escape, beats out the defense, and moves the sticks. And Crew Eckstein is going to give the inside give. He finds his way into the end zone as the Rockets get the best of SJO, winning 40-10.
Also in the Lincoln Prairie Conference we go, Argenta Oriana welcoming undefeated ALH. Knights Marcus Otto flushed out of the pocket. He airs it out and connects to Jaden Parsons for a nice 1st down catch. Later on, Otto is going to hand it off to Brennan Hudson, and he's going to get to the outside. He goes untouched and is in for the touchdown. Bombers now with the ball. Cruz Hale under pressure. He's going to throw it across the field. It's tipped, but Tristan Keegle comes away with the catch. He's going to break some tackles. It is brought down at the 1-yard line, but the Knights are going to stay undefeated, winning this one 35-6. Some non-conference action tonight. Monticello hosting St. Teresa. Bulldogs' Eric Hayden is going to air it out deep, but he's going to be picked off by the Sages' Zeke Young, and he would be off to the races. He's going to get a big pickup before going down. The turnover is a big issue tonight, and the Sages with the ball. Nolan Bunikemper with a fake handoff. Maddox Ultley, Bunikemper would get away, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. Monticello is going to win this one 39-20.
Warrensburg Latham hosting Shelbyville tonight, picking up in the 2nd quarter. It's Austin Ulmer. He gets flushed outside the pocket. He's going to throw across field, connecting with Dax Metzger, and he picks up about 15 yards or so before eventually going down. The drive would end up stalling out. The Cardinals defense forces a turnover on downs, and then 4 seconds on the clock. Rams marching down the field. Ulmer gets picked off by Drew Chakowski, intercepted, and he gets a nice return as the half ends up coming to a close. The Cardinals, though, win at home 28-8 on the scoreboard.
And our final stop of the night, Effingham taking the trip down to Charleston. Trojans midfield handoff to trailing Couch. He would break a couple tackles and is off to the races. Nothing but grass in his views for the touchdown. The Hearts knocking on the door. DJ Latham goes up the middle and he's in for the touchdown. And later on, the Hearts now midfield. Jackson Bridge airs it out deep to Jenner Pals down the sideline. He's gone for the touchdown. The Hearts come away with the 51-35 win.
Woo, we need a second to maybe catch our breath there. Well, plenty of more is right around the corner on tonight's Friday Frenzy. Our WAND Athlete of the Week is chasing down another record in their respected sport, but also has quite a unique talent and inspiration. They come a bit of a surprise. That's coming up next. But first, Sacred Heart Griffin Pomstein. Let him hear it.
You're watching Friday Frenzy on WAND.